Man, it is a great time to be a knife enthusiast. You bet. 2009 brings us some more cool blades at unbelievable low prices. This is a SOG Fusion Fixation Bowie knife. Man, that's a mouthful. And it is just one such blade. Welcome to my review of it. This is Nutnfancy. I will continue to review knives for you guys as best I can, and I have a lot more planned. This is one of them. Just got a hold of it today, no doubt. Several guys have asked me about it, wanting a review on this, so this is as quick as I could get it, quick as I could fit it in. They're unbelievably low price, and I say they because I'm not just talking about SOG blades when I talk about these high value blade options we have. Another one would be the Spyderco Byrd line and the Benchmade Red line, and there's other manufacturers that are following suit as well. Well, SOG didn't want to be left out of the game either, and they're smart because that's kind of where the trend in factory-produced blades are going. That is high value, high quality knives, low prices. Kind of sounds familiar. That's kind of like my marching orders here at the Nutnfancy Project, is to highlight gear that falls into that genre, so to speak. Doesn't mean I won't highlight some really cool high-ticket stuff occasionally, but my main goal is a consumer advocate for the tactical user, the knife user, the gun user, maximizing your money. That's what I'm all about. And here we are with just such a blade. And this is a cool knife. And guess what? I hate to say prices, but it's really germane to the topic at hand. I'm going to go ahead and throw it on out there. $27 for this Fixation Bowie knife. Unbelievable. That's a lot of knife for the money. Now, does that mean this knife will hold up under super hard use out in sub-zero temperatures? Don't know. We just might find out, won't we? But all indications show that it's a very well-made blade, very strong, put together nicely, very well planned with a nice blade. Now, this is not the only blade in the the Fusion series of high-value blades that SOG puts out. They have a fixation dagger, and they also have, what's that called? The folder is called the Salute. It's a nice little folder weighing about 4.2 ounces. Now, all of these knives, the reason why they can come in at such a low price point and still maintain an acceptable quality level, couple reasons. One is they're made in China with good quality controls, like I talk about a lot. Secondly, they're not made of a really expensive steel. They utilize the 8CR13 MOV steel, very analogous to AUS-8 steel, which is a higher to medium to higher quality steel, in my opinion, and it wears well. I've been using those Byrd knives that I've reviewed previously pretty hard, and I'm actually pretty happy with how the Spyderco 8CR13 MOV steel has worn. Holds an edge nicely. It has like 0.8% carbon content, molybdenum in there for increased, strength and hardness. You can look up all the specifics. I'm not going to bore you with it. But I will say that the blade steel, this 8CR13 MOV, from all indications, is everything they're saying it is, and that is very analogous to AUS-8. On to the specifics of this Bowie knife. One, that blade is actually very reminiscent of some other SOG knives. Namely, this bad boy coming back for a short visit at the Nutnfancy Project. This is the discontinued SOG Government Agent, one of my all-time favorite medium-sized survival/tactical fixed blade knives. Love that knife. How about the gov-tac? I gave that a really good review with good reason. That is an awesome blade. Love it. AUS-8 steel on it. And you can see that the SOG Fixation Bowie knife is a little bit longer than that Government Agent. But look at those grips. And let me start the review with the handle. The handle is identical to the SOG Government Agent in just about length. Let me make sure. Not quite. That Fixation Bowie handle is just a little bit longer, which I like, but notice the profile. It's that slender profile, and it's topped off with that very useful butt cap that we can use for hammering stakes, hammering bad guys' heads if we have to. You know it. Options are options. We like options. The handle material is very different. While the SOG government agent uses that very grippy craton, which I like, however, it doesn't wear like awesome. Over the years, this will wear out. I've worn it on some Cold Steel Recon Scouts that have the same handle material. However, you're going to have to put a lot of wear to see it wear like that, but it's very sticky. I like that. It's grippy and it's comfortable, insulates your hand from cold and shock while you're doing whatever with your blade, like splitting wood. This one is made of a different material. This SOG Fusion Fixation Bowie, man, that's a long name. Very vinyl-y feeling. It's not the same type of traction on it. It feels like hard vinyl, so don't expect it to be really grabby. That could be a good thing too, in that if you decide to wear it on your tactical vest or whatnot, and I'm talking to my soldier viewers now, and I have more than just a few because I talk to you guys all the time, it's nice because it won't grab clothing. This craton on the side is very rubbery and will grab clothing. That's been my experience. So, but it's still, if I had to choose between the two, just for comfort, I would choose this more sticky craton grip. But not bad. Still kind of a slender handle. It doesn't really fill the hand out. Again, my hand's kind of trend toward the large size. There's your butt cap, and there's the secret place of manufacture shown on that butt cap, China. Look at the attention to detail. Look how that fits for a $27 knife. That's pretty darn good. I don't see any machining marks. The screw fits in there nice and tight and flush. There's your cross guard, and it does differ a little bit from the SOG agent in that it extends towards the bottom side a little bit more than it does the top. Thicker. Again, I love that agent. It's a great knife, but man, very functional. And since it does extend lower, it would pretty much prevent our hand coming forward in a thrust type movement. And that brings us to the jimping on the thumb ramp. You know I harp on this a lot when it's not right. Guess what? On the Fixation Bowie, it is right. It's very sharp, very functional. You're not going to have to do any dremeling or modifications here. It just is nice. Locks that thumb in nice. So with our index finger on the bottom of the crossguard, thumb locked in on the thumb ramp, you're going to have a very nice purchase on your Fixation Bowie, and I'd be very alarmed if your hand were to ever come forward. That brings us to our blade, and did I measure this already? I can't remember if I did. About 7 inches. So that's very typical of like a KaBar type Bowie knife. In fact, identical. And it has a very similar shape. The only difference is really is the scalloping, which is pretty much a design feature, kind of in the family of SOG blades, and then the thumb ramp. I do like that thumb ramp. Love it. But other than that, it's a traditional Bowie shape. Hollow ground about mid-spine, got that long running blood groove in the upper portion of the blade. That's just for looks. It doesn't really serve that much purpose. It actually gets rid of a little bit of weight, which is good. But the tip on this, if we were to look at it, might tend to be a little bit more delicate if we were to compare it against, let's bring the gov-tac in here now, and you can see the gov-tac is just a little bit thicker stock, and that tip is ground a little bit more abruptly to give it a slightly more strength. It is a different style of blade too, different grind as well. But the tip is, heck, just like I said, just like a KaBar tip. So it'll be fine, and it's got that nice belly here for slashing and also for utility tasks. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Bowie knife blades. I just am. The reason it's stuck around for all these years is because it just works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's your stamp on the blade, Fusion. That's their line of knives. And nice black coating. Not sure how durable that will be. Only time will tell. And how the edge come out of the box, kind of dull. It needs to be touched up big time. $27 knife, no problem. I'll be able to do that. So that's really nice. How about the sheath? Sheath is actually pretty decent. It is, again, a more affordable knife, so don't expect a sheath along the lines of the gov-tac, which has the logo in it, made of Kydex. It's a quick attachable, has a Hypalon retention strap, drains water, all that funky stuff I talked about in my review previously. But this is a very nice sheath. Not super tactical, doesn't have a quick release feature on it. All it is just a loop, so we're going to loop that onto our belt. Always there's a creative way to attach this to molly gear. I'm talking again to my troops. If you decide to use this as a deployment blade, which how you doing? I think it'd be a good option for that. Maybe a little bit on the long side, but still decent. Excuse me. But I like this. They have like a plastic reinforcement that's riveted right through your retention strap as we put our blade back in, so it kind of helps to minimize any possibility of shredding that nylon as we insert the blade. And it's got those edge protectors around here so we never contact the stitching in the sheath like I've talked about in some other vids before. Cordura nylon pretty much throughout the whole thing. Sturdy enough, lightweight, has a retention strap here. Obviously it has a pocket. I'm not a huge fan of the pocket idea. If I do carry a sharpener with me out in the woods, it's going to be a diamond rod sharpener. I rarely go with a stone. It just takes too long. Honestly, I don't feel like I'm skilled enough either with it. But if you want it, it's there, and you could maybe put something else in there as well. Decent sheath. How much does this thing weigh? Actually, I already weighed it. I got it right here. It's pretty light, 12.8 ounces. Amazing, actually, for a knife with that type of capability. And by the way, what category would Nutnfancy put this in? I will say tactical blade, fixed tactical blade, lightweight survival knife. And because it's lightweight, it's going to be easy to carry, easy to pack along. Don't expect it to chop along the order of a Rat 7, an RTAC 2, or some of those bigger, more hefty survival blades. It's just physics, guys. It's just not going to hack as well. I've shown you that in a lot of woods videos already. It's because it doesn't have a lot of weight, and so all that vibration and stuff gets transmitted right to your old hand right here. However, for a day hike or something along those lines, even a survival kit, I think this would be an outstanding choice because we have to make those compromises along the lines of mobility and firepower, just like I've always talked about. Great blade. One thing I like about that handle too is it's got a lot of real estate on it. You know, if you got a big hand, if you're wearing gloved, leather working gloves, you're not going to run out of handle. I hate it when I have a fixed blade, has a really short handle, and I've shown you a few of those already. This one, not going to be a problem. It is longer than even, like I showed you earlier, the gov-tac. Man, good blade. SOG Fusion Fixation Bowie knife. I'm sure I forgot to tell you guys some stuff. Maybe I'll annotate it. But for the money, dudes, it's a no-brainer. Good luck finding it. The websites I've checked, including Corner Store, is sold out of them as of the making of this video. That's January 2009. Be patient, and they'll start getting in. I imagine that SOG has, again, hit one out of the ballpark with coming up with this Fusion line, especially the fixed blades. There's lots of affordable folders out there, but this is one of the first lines I'm seeing that has this quality level at a low price point that's going to open up a lot of options for people where money is tight. Oh yeah, baby. It is a great time to be a knife enthusiast. Thanks for tuning in. Nutnfancy coming at you with a SOG Fusion Fixation Bowie knife. Peace out.